Sup my dudes, Valkyrja, and today I'm at my home for the next couple days, at least till the update goes live. So if you're wondering why I'm not streaming until then, if you're like, Valk, where's the live streams? Well, the only thing I'm really doing is farming credits, and I feel like that's not going to be too interesting of a stream, and I feel like you guys deserve better, so I'll be only waiting to stream till new content goes live and Balde comes out. Speaking of Balde, I want to talk about his banner. So let's go ahead, let's deep dive into it. This is Balde's banner. Balde's banner has Arlan, Sushang, and Natasha. So the best 4-star on that banner without a shadow of a doubt in my mind is Sushang. She's a physical hunt character who specializes in basically generating a bunch of turn advantage and weakness breaking enemies, and then also punishing enemies once their weakness broken. So on her ultimate, she's able to go ahead and get another turn reset. So basically she uses her ult, she's able to get another turn. And then her skills, she's able to trigger the sword stance. If it's against a weakness broken enemy, sword stance is guaranteed to trigger. And with ultimate, sword stance also has 2 extra chances to trigger. So you can do tons of extra damage on this. She's able to really rack up the damage very quickly. And then when an enemy on the field has their weakness broken, her speed increases by 15% for 2 turns. You combine that with her traces, which whenever an enemy is weakness broken, whenever she's using a basic attack or a skill, her actions are advanced forward by 15%. And then for every sword stance triggered, the damage dealt by sword stance increases by 2%, stacks to 10 times. She can rack up the damage very quickly. And if she gets hit, she's able to reduce the chance of being attacked, which is really nice for hunt characters because they have a 70 base aggro initially anyways. So she's really good. And the Eidolons just add to everything. E1, she's able to additionally regenerate a skill point whenever she uses her skill. So she basically just refunds it. E2 just makes her slightly tankier, which she doesn't really need. Pretty useless, but it could be good in some clutch situations. Now E4 is really interesting. Increases her break effect by 40%. This is actually a lot bigger than a lot of people realize because it allows you to build her basically pure DPS while also being able to take advantage of how insanely strong Bleed is. Bleed is a very strong break effect, and she's going to be able to proc it pretty often and be able to do some pretty good damage like that. And then E6 makes it so her talent speed boost is stackable and can stack up to 2 times, meaning it can go up to 30%. Pretty damn good. 30% speed increase is really strong. All in all, she's a fantastic DPS. Next, we get to the character literally everyone has that's on the banner, Natasha. Natasha's nice, but her dupes outside of E1 are kind of but she's a really good character to have regardless because you do need abundance characters, and she is the one everyone has. So essentially, heal, team heal, and then extra healing. That's pretty much all she does. Now, as for her Eidolons just basically, this is the important one, because whenever she gets low, she'll heal herself, which is really nice, but outside of that, this is useless, and this is more damage. She doesn't really need damage, but converting max HP over to physical damage can be kind of nice. And lastly, probably one of the most slept on units in the game, Arlan. Now, Arlan, I think, is actually a lot better than people give him credit for, because you can see here, I have him only at level 1, but he still has generally pretty high multipliers on both his ultimate and his skill. And if you're able to get some Eidolons on him, I can see him being pretty damn good. So essentially the way this character works is he consumes his skill, for his skill, he consumes HP instead of skill points. He does not use skill points at all, so he ends up being pretty good as a sub DPS option in a very skill point like heavy team, a team that consumes a lot of skill points. He could be a sub DPS option to look into. Instead, he consumes 15% of his max HP to do damage, and as his HP gets lower, his damage goes up. And whenever he uses his ultimate, it's able to hit a single enemy and does a little bit of splash damage to adjacent enemies. However, whenever you get his E6, it makes it so that single target enemy, or that single target damage, is actually applied to adjacent enemies as well. So you can end up hitting pretty damn hard in an AoE with an E6 Arlan. So that's basically it for his Eidolons. His Eidolons, other than that, just give him some survivability. You can see here, it makes it so he can survive a killing blow. And then he's able to go ahead and cleanse himself. Cleanses are very important. I didn't even mention Natasha's cleanse. Everybody should know Natasha cleanses on Trace 1 by now anyways. But basically, it makes it so he can self-cleanse. That's really good. And then whenever his max HP is 50% or lower, he increases his skill damage by 10%. Really nice. I think he's going to have more value in an upcoming team with maybe characters like Fushuan whenever she comes out. I think he'll have a lot more value then, but it's obvious that they've been holding to run him with Blade because they have very similar mechanics in the fact that they want to function off HP loss. So an actual interesting combination that you could probably run with Blade is if you take him and Blade into Simulated Universe, there's that one destruction buff that you can get the 1 destruction buff, it makes it so any damage the characters take is shared. So whenever they consume their own HP to be able to actually activate their effects, they might be able to actually share the damage across each other, which would trigger Blade's passive a lot more frequently and could be some really funny shenanigans. It's definitely something I want to try. It's an interaction I'm definitely looking forward to. But all in all, Blade's banner is just kind of, I think it's an okay banner. I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't think it's a, oh my god, must summon banner. I think it's a very okay banner. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think it's a necessarily bad banner, but I don't think it's a super cracked banner like the last 2 we had anyways. I think it's just an okay one. I think it's good for Blade. I think it's a good banner all in all, and I think there's some good characters that you can get on it. Sushang's really strong. You don't really need Natasha dupes outside of E1, but if you don't have an E1 Natasha, that could be good to get, and then Arlan will be pretty useful in the future, along with Sushang, and especially for skill point heavy teams. The fact that he can actually just save you some skill points is really, really nice, and he can still function like that. Anyways, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you guys summoning? If so, who are you summoning for? Are you summoning for Blade? Are you summoning for Kafka? Are you some of you are summoning for Arlan, because this is the first banner he's ran on. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.